Okay guys, it is my favorite video of the week. It is of course Old World Wednesday. Last week I gave you guys the Wood Elf video. Obviously we have been announced that we're getting Cathay, Wood Elves and Beastmen as the next three forces. So I did a Wood Elf video, and this week I'm going to do a Beastmen video, have a little bit of fun with it and do one of the awesome Centigor models. These are original old school Games Workshop metals, so I'm going to have a lot of fun getting them put together and painted up. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So this is the old school Centigor model. I decided to go for the banner bearer for this unit because it stands out really nice. He's rearing up on his hind legs and he's got his cool big fluttering banner. Awesome old model. I literally cracked open the cellophane on an original kind of red fronted box with these guys and got them assembled. I have two of those boxes, so I will have 2 units of 5 Centigor in my army. These things are a glass cannon. Not so much a cannon. They don't hit mega hard, but they do actually hit harder than you would expect. But they do die fairly easily. So if you're coming up against an opponent who has lots of kind of ranged firepower, wood elves and stuff, my guess is they'll pick these guys off fairly quick before they smash into their lines, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, first things first, I started to get the really dark kind of reddy brown color for the hind part of the horse. Beast Centigor horse, is it still a horse? No. Obviously that goes up past both of his arms, or all 4 of his arms. Talking about this is going to be weird, isn't it? Guilliman flesh for the torso up into the face, and obviously his big burly arms, making sure to of course get his hands as well. I have always had a soft spot for Beastmen, and it's definitely one of the armies that I'm going to play quite a lot in the old world and have a lot of fun with them. My Beastmen, or my Bretonnian project is nearing its end now. And after that, I need to put some serious consideration to what the next army I'm going to start building up is. And redoing my old Beastmen army may be on the cards, perhaps. If you guys would like to see that, please do let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. These things cost you nothing, but make all the difference as to how many people see these videos and how quickly the channel grows. I love that Agros dunes over the fur and stuff. It helps blend those 3 colors together. It's such a simple thing, but I think it looks really, really nice. Wild wood for like all the leather belts and straps and stuff for the haft of his big spear, banner, whatever thing as well. This is my guilty pleasure video of the week. I will be brutally honest with you. I do 4 videos a week and I dedicate one of them, as always, to Old World Wednesdays and give you guys some Old World content. It is usually one of my worst performing videos. Obviously, there's not a huge audience out there for Old World comparatively when we're talking about Warhammer 40,000 and stuff like that. But I love the game system so much, and I really want to see it succeed and grow and stay around and just go from strength to strength, especially the new Cathay release they just announced. So I will continue to make Old World Wednesday videos for as long as there is an audience watching them. If you guys like that idea and you want to help support the channel even further, you can, of course, do things like check out the YouTube channel membership or Patreon membership linked down below. You get access to an extra video every single week, access to a private Discord server, and access to different events that we do, like painting competitions and monthly showcases. If those things interest you, then please do check them out. Also, if you are like me and you are an excessive compulsive buyer when it comes to all things hobby related and it's costing you a fortune, you want to save a little bit of cash, we do have an Element Games link and a My Hobby Place link down below. Element Games, of course, for everyone inside the UK, and the My Hobby Place is everyone else outside of Europe, or sorry, everyone else in Europe outside of the UK. With those 2 links, you'll get access to websites which are obviously selling all the different hobby products, and they're selling kind of 15 to 20% discount on the normal recommended retail price. If you want to save yourself some cash and the channel gets a little bit of a kickback from that too, please do feel free. Okay, we are nearing the end of just getting the base coats on. We've done the red now along with the brown. We're doing some silver here on his like buckler. The like raggedy chains hanging off his banner, the spear tip on the banner as well. And then we're going to hit bronze, because I always think like the accent color for a kind of a chaos faction should be bronze. So silver and bronze is going to make up the armor of this guy. I've always had kind of a love-hate idea with the idea of these guys being chaos. I always feel like they should have been a destruction force. I always felt there should be dual codexes for Beastmen, which I know Beastmen aren't as popular to have like 2 army books, but I always thought it would be really cool if there was both a Chaos Beastman and a Destruction Beastman army. So if they'd finally been corrupted by a god, whether they become Korngor, Pestigor, or Zangor, or anything like that, then of course they fall into that chaos thing, but if they're just a roving band of beasts that are just attacking towns and caravans and stuff, I feel like they're more of a destruction force. Maybe that's just me, but chaos is not always what I associated with Beastmen. Maybe that's a weird thing. That's just something I picked up along the way. Reichel Flesh Aid being applied to the entire model. This is going to add a really nice kind of warmth to all those different tones, even those reds. Obviously the skin is going to look really nice, the bone, even that, the big banner and stuff, it's going to look awesome. Got the model based up, and now it's time to start layering the rest of the model. So we're going to start with Doombull Brown, and we're going to be doing some scratchy kind of layers along all of that kind of red horse flank color. I don't know what's a horse's fur called. Is it just called fur? Why does it feel like a horse doesn't have fur? That's like wrong. It doesn't have it doesn't have a pelt. What does it have? Anyway, Doombull Brown across all those sections, and then we are going to jump up once again to Tuskor fur. But this time when we do this stage, we're going to go much scratchier and try and put a few thin lines and a bit of texture into the horse's skin. Is it just skin? Which I think will act to make it look a little bit like fur. See what I'm saying? It's so off-putting. I don't know what way you're supposed to say it. Add a little bit of texture to make the horsey bit look good, okay? After that, we're going to go to Flayed One Flesh, and we're going to use an Artist Opus dry brush, really small one, and then we are going to dry brush up all of those bits we did Aggros Dunes. Very quick run across those just to catch a little bit of the detail and highlight them really quick. At the end of the day, this is of course a Beastman model from a Beastman army. I'll have about 100 miniatures, if not more, to paint for this army to make them look really good. Therefore, I don't have a lot of time to spend on each and every one of them. I've got 10 of these models to paint up. With this video being done, that's one done. I have 9 left to go. So quick schemes I think are super important for helping us get old world armies on the table as quick as possible. Having said that, I do like spending time on certain areas like the skin. I am going to be, obviously we contrasted it, we washed it. We're now going to layer with Cadian Flesh Tone, then we're going to wash it again with Berserker Bloodshade, and then we're going to layer for the final time with Kislev Flesh. So the skin tone on it is a lot of work. You could probably cut out a few steps if you so wished, but I think that's the standout feature of Beastmen for me, is the skin. So I'm going to put a little bit extra time. I think there's always, even on a quick painting scheme, I think there's always one bit you should, like, I don't know, pick out and put a little bit of extra effort in just so something on the model looks really good. And here's that final step with the Kislev Flesh. And as you can see, we're going in with that fine pointed brush and we're just hitting the kind of tops of muscles. A very kind of restrained highlight, if you will, just to make little details kind of pop out. I really am enjoying painting them. I do enjoy painting those old Warhammer models, the old metal ones. There's something about them that just takes me right back kind of 20 years ago. Just smiling the whole time doing it. Can't wait to get these guys ranked up and have them charging across the battlefield and get some cool games in. So I had to go for the accent color with corn red. So obviously red is going to be for all the fabric across my entire Beastman army. I did this so if at some stage I do want to mash my Warriors of Chaos and my Beastmen of Chaos armies together and play a larger game, then all the fabrics and metallics will match across both armies, so it'll look like one giant conjoined force, which I think would be really cool. Playing some of them bigger games. Fantasy games actually do scale up really well. Large games of Warhammer Fantasy are actually pretty cool. They work really well. You know, when you jump up to all like Apocalypse in Warhammer 40,000, it doesn't really work as well as we'd all want it to, because everyone just takes like crazy big tanks and titans and stuff and just blows each other off the board in a couple of turns. That kind of stuff doesn't exist in Warhammer, so it just becomes more units and more flanking and more artillery and more. It's just so cool to see. Working up that Wazdagger red for that final highlight, and the red, just like I said, like thing, just those tiny little extra highlights, catching the edges and making them jump up. I'm a big fan of not the solid coat. You see, I always go for that kind of like scratchy highlight to add texture when it's things like fabric, which I think always works a treat. I wish I could freehand some sort of symbol on this banner, but that is not where my skill lies. I would struggle to figure out something to do with it, but maybe at some stage I'll get one of those new Goobertown stamps. Those stamps were actually all sent to me, so maybe I'll work out getting one of these kind of symbols stamped across the banner. That might look really cool, actually. Back to Leadbelcher to highlight the metallics again, both the silver and the gold. We add a nice little grass tuft to the model. Nice kind of 15 mil tall And then, yeah, we have our finished Beastmen Centigor, the first Beastmen Centigor I've ever fully painted, and I love it. I think it looks absolutely awesome. And I cannot wait to, like I said, get the rest of the unit painted up and get them on the tabletop. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please do let me know in the comments below what old world video you want to see for next Wednesday's video. Obviously, we've got Wood Elves and Beastmen coming out soon, so if you want to see more videos from them, so like fill out their playlists, do let me know and I'll get right on it.